Welcome back to the Caspa Silver YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the newest Caspa fork that has been getting some popularity, and this is the Karlsen network. I have a tweet here that I want to read to you guys real quick, and I say, welcome to the Caspa forks era. Cas forks are wonderful, truly fulfilling the desire that Jonathan had, which was Cas becoming the standard for proof of work. Simply put, forks don't harm Cas, but instead they actually reinforce how brilliant the technology is. Would I buy forks? Definitely not, because we have history to look back on and see who wins fork wars when looking at Bitcoin. The current Cas forks haven't even started a war actually, because they are not trying to achieve anything better than what Cas has already done. Understand what you hold. And if you are familiar with this page, if you go to the Karlsen network, you could see their Explorer, and it looks exactly like Caspa, and this is because it is a direct fork of Caspa. Now, this fork does not give an airdrop to anyone that is holding Caspa because they completely started from zero when you're looking at the supply. You can see that only 2.89% has been mined. They have a max supply of 4.96 billion and only 143 million are out right now. They've been listed on a few sketchy exchanges, so the price of this is actually higher than Kaspa, and it's currently sitting at 19 cents. But just be aware that the supply is going to be heavily diluted over the coming months because this needs to be mined out. There's 4.9 billion that needs to exist in the future. So this will probably pump very early just because the supply is very low. But over time, in the long run, you're probably going to see this decline in value a lot. Now, many people don't understand how this is possible, and this is just simply the beauties of decentralization. If we were to look at the Caspa white paper, you can see that all of this is written out for anyone to view and study. And this is simply because the beauties of decentralization allows these technologies to not be licensed or patented. This is freely able to be copied off and allowed to be used to create your own project. Now, the problem is with the Karlsen network is that ultimately you're never going to inherit the unique fundamentals that Caspa always holds. You'll never be able to inherit the fact that the founder of Caspa is still working on Caspa. And ultimately, when looking at the Karlsen network white paper, they are truly just trying to become a ASIC resistant network that is striving to implement smart contracts sometime in the future, but it's not really clear on when they'll do that. So currently it's just an ASIC resistant network allowing GPU miners to come online because they believe ASIC mining causes centralization and that it's bad for a network. But truly, ASICs were a huge topic back in the day when they were first coming out, and it's been months since that's happened. We could see that so far it has shown great success for Caspa. Caspa is trying to actually compete with one of the biggest dominators in the space, and that's Bitcoin when it comes to ASIC mining. That's why currently Caspa is holding number one when it comes to ASIC mining profitability. This is very good for Caspa because this will just continue to attract more miners to Caspa, which in fact will encourage decentralization. Karlsen network also does not adopt things like future developments of Caspa. Caspa is an unfinished project. There's still tons of things that need to come on the network. So I imagine that Karlsen network will just continue forking and copying off of every single development that Caspa is doing. I really don't see how that's going to work out for the future, but it remains to be seen. So ultimately, ASIC resistance is only resistant until it's not, because there is no way to prevent someone from creating a hardware that is better mining this network. And eventually, someone's going to create some hardware, and this means the developers that are completely anonymous from my knowledge will have to fork away again to resist whatever hardware comes online. From my knowledge, people are also saying that the Karlsen network is currently being mined by higher end hardware than just GPUs already, like FPGAs. So ultimately, FPGAs takes out a lot of GPU miners because those are more powerful than just simple GPUs that someone may have. So that's already a problem. But you could see that looking at emissions, it's almost emitting more than their whole entire volume right here, which is only about 1.11 million. So this is just very interesting to see. And of course, people are just going to chase pumps. It's basically just benefiting off of the success of Caspa for now. But in the long run, we will probably see who will come out on top. These types of forks just simply show the brilliance of Caspa, and that now if anyone's going to build a proof of work, they're probably going to use Caspa's tech because Caspa has that first mover advantage. Also, just want to give you some more insights about the Karlsen network. You can see this is their Twitter account, but recently someone has actually showed that they've been blocking people, and this person said price talk by official channel is a red flag, and you could see that he's showing a screenshot of the Karlsen network blocking him. So that's already a sign of what might be going on here. And also, if you look at Bitcoin has had over 45 straightforward blockchain hard forks. So these are the likes of Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, and the tons of others that exist in the space. And we can look back in history and know what happened over the course of history. These never competed with Bitcoin. As much as they may have some little bit of better improvements to beat the technology of Bitcoin, it still didn't really matter because it didn't have any true innovation or fundamentals to really challenge what Bitcoin had already started and gained attention for. So like Bitcoin Cash, I could probably see the Karlsen network doing something similar like this, is just gaining some kind of momentum, but eventually dropping as more supply comes in and time continues to allow the free market to decide who comes out on top. We can also look at things like Litecoin, which was also a hard fork of Bitcoin that did a little bit of different things. And over time, it has not beat Bitcoin in terms of performance, and also something like Bitcoin SV. The hard fork wars were won by Bitcoin clearly. And over time, holding Bitcoin has been better than holding any of these hard forks of Bitcoin. So ultimately, like I said, these forks just truly show the brilliance of the technology that Caspa holds, because people are willing to still use the technology and try to benefit off of the success of Caspa. And when Karlsen Network first came out, this was how their website originally looked. And they asked the question here, why did we forked? And they said Caspa is a gem. So really, these forks kind of tell you what really holds the most value. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here. And as always, don't be average, be different.